All right, welcome everyone. Resemblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Bungo Stray Dogs, Season 5, Episode 9.
All right, we got ourselves in a Kutagawa that somehow found our little duo here
I hope
in the
you-
back of a truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully you have Father Anderson on speed dial, because I don't think this is a vampire that you can just take down with, a kind heart.
No, absolutely not. We had Kenji absolutely destroying
Our sword boy.
our sword hunting dog.
Yep.
I love that we're having these fights just happen, and within an episode they're already like done over, and their characters are already like friends or what have you.
But then they're unconscious.
Yes. Yeah. The deal that's going on though with the vice captain of the hunting dogs, Okura or something like that.
She took Atsushi out.
Well, Atsushi is now childified,
Right.
And so I'd love to see what's kind of followed up with that, because you don't get access necessarily to the pocket dimension just because you have Atsushi.
Right.
It has to be, its own kind of thing there. So I don't know what your plan is in thinking that you're just gonna.
Yeah. It was a bust. You weren't able to, he was onto you or something. But more
I guess you'll
importantly,
leverage that.
what happens when you have a baby with the powers of the tiger?
A baby tiger.
A baby tiger.
Yeah.
I'm here for that.
So yeah, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
Oh, he's thinking about her.
Yeah.
Okay, we just cut away.
Well, shit.
Uh-oh.
Well, shit.
Oh, no.
I can't take any more of these dramatic cutting aways right before what clearly should be instant deaths. What?
Huh?
What?
I feel you'll have to explain that.
What?
Oh.
What? Fukuchi backstory?
All right. Let's do it.
Oh. Very, very, fun.
Wait. What?
Oh, they've already got everybody. It's over. Yeah, the fight's over.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
I see.
The ultimate leverage, he's just got all of them.
Okay.
Perfect.
Oh.
Well.
No.
Wow.
Okay, but what if you just told him what you wanted?
I mean, he wants him to join him of his own volition. If he can't think of it... What?
Okay, we are going to have to talk.
Okay. And you know this for sure. And so you tested him with this. Yep.
Nice.
But you do agree with what he's doing? Ah, his is a good guy, but they're still terrorists, right? Okay, yeah.
All right.
Sure. Oh, I already know what it is. Yeah. But yes, keep talking. Keep talking.
Damn.
Oh! Oh! I know you too well.
Yeah. Clearly you must not know him at all.
You haven't grown enough to beat me.
There's still the whole superhuman strength thing.
Shit. He threw it through him.
Yeah.
You're lucky it's a throwing knife.
Uh-huh.
It would have like had an exit, like
Yup.
if it was anything that like spun or
Oh, we going all the way back to childhood.
yeah. Oh my god, he was literally that kid. As a kid.
What?
If his ability is to enhance a weapon, then
Yeah.
I could see it. He's running against basic humans.
Did he beat him?
俺にごする剣士がいるとはな。俺は福地源一郎。お前の名は福沢。なあ福沢。俺は決めたぞ。
Ah, yes, so much hope.
共に剣を極める。最果てよりの眺望。共に眺めようではないか。
Yeah. The top of what? A mound of corpses?
Right.
While you were out slaughtering, I studied the blade.
この時世によくこんな上物が手に入ったな。仕事のつてでな。無口すぎて木刀地蔵と。
Already work connections.
Yeah.
任官の誘いを受けておる。お前、戦場に行くのか。嫌な予感がする。
Gotcha.
死ぬかもしれぬ。
No, not that.
わしがわしのまま戻れぬ。そんな予感が。 福沢。
Yeah, you can tell, but he still has to go.
すでに話は通しておる。軍籍はなくとも天下に5件。
Damn.
上官も下僚も俺には向かぬ役職だ。友なら。
Yeah, and they split from here.
所詮は一匹狼の木刀地蔵か。
The closest thing he would have ever come to asking you for help.
Yeah.
もう頼まん。俺は戦争を終わらせる。
Oh. And he assassinates. Yeah. Whereas he went onto the battlefield itself and
Yeah.
just, yeah. Yeah, became a demon. Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Right. And so Fukuzawa was right. But
Yeah.
it's still that.
He's like, I was more
But,
effective.
but he was doing something way less noble, you
No,
could say.
absolutely.
探偵者は知らなかった。何一つ。
Okay, but what did she say?
天道は是か非か。
ほれ、鍵は開けたぞ。逃げんのか。
Oh, so it's not just getting rid of ability users or.
Damn.
Yeah, it's not even.
殺さぬ。
It's not even close.
臨海最後の喜劇には観客が必要なのでな。5分以内にワンオーダーの封印を解除すれば、さもなくば吸血種による世界同時攻撃を開始する。
Just revealing that. Damn. Okay.
これも世界を救う遠大な計画なのでしょう。愚かだな。だが心地よい愚かさだ。
As long as you do what I need.
ワンオーダーさえあなたのものになれば、本当に吸血種の世界攻撃は中止していた。
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
お前の目的は復讐か。補給の途絶えた常闇島で飢え、仲間同士食らい合う兵士。
Jeez.
兵隊を両替に置き、根性論で軍令を下す大本営。外交の失敗を前線に押し付ける内閣。
Oh,
Damn.
no. Yeah, he's got all the sins laid up right here.
Yep. No, that's not it. Oh shit.
If he could have guessed, he would have probably not killed him.
Yeah.
そんなこともわからないのか。
Hey!
失敗は許されんぞ。
あなたは何もしなくていい。
外を見よ。外。
All right.
社長には伝えなくちゃダメだ
Well, it might be too late for that.
判断できる
やめよ
じゃんけんぽん
Meanwhile,
なぜ一度も勝てんそれに加えこちらの仕草がさりげな
It really is boring being this intelligent, isn't it, Dazai?
yeah.
なのにあの時有用な道具を捨ててまでなぜ私を選択した
Okay.
Oh, a little pounce.
したり感心したりしてくれる
What is a performer without an audience?
Right. Who is Holmes without Watson?
Yep.
君の異能は死体からでも情報を引き出せるそうだろああ
Oh
Let's go,
my
Pump Theodore.
god.
I love it.
歴史体から今後の計画を読み取ってほしい
Fantastic.
では私を選んだのもヒョードルを
Wow.
殺す前に殺す戦略を取ったのも全ては探偵者を助ける
Of course.
まあこれでも探偵者
Dazai's not just saving the ADA, he's recruiting for the ADA.
Yeah.
よし罠はないねでは元気に出発さっきの話だが私を選んだ
This motherfucker.
あると
Yeah, what was the second reason? Yeah.
Mhm.
私が選ばなければ君はフョードルに口
Silenced, like
Oh.
killed? Like,
探偵者はダザイを利用していないしダザイは探偵者を利用していない
it's almost like they're a family.
長すぎる
That's not good.
You didn't think he'd
Theodore's
actually
not
be dead,
dead!
did you?
私は頼まれて時間停止の異能を使っただけなの
Oh, the time stopper.
さてダザイ君
Good lord, how?
7年来の相棒でありながら重力使いに洪水を防げない
Oh.
その絆の浅さにです
What?
いかに世界一頑健な核壁であろうとその設計思想は簡単には開かないを実現する
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. Very simple.
核壁の故障のため完全に扉が閉まらず水が漏れました
But it's just another room out there.
隙間から脱出する
Oh, I guess they didn't
Okay.
shut all the doors, yeah.
何日も前から警備の誰かを吸血種に変え潜ませていたんだろう
Oh, to watch.
Wow.
洪水の試練は民のしもべたる僕にふさわしいものですが
Okay, okay. All right.
聞いたらたまりません
Well,
Well, Dazai, you were always trying to do this to yourself, so
願わくは今はなきあなたたちの神の絵画に抱かれんこと
well, that's okay. We were opening the circuitry because we knew that you would do something here.
that's right.
All right, we got 5 minutes.
Yep.
And in 5 minutes, we're gonna get probably 2 whole episodes. You know, so I'm
Yeah.
excited to see them like stretch out 5 minutes as long as possible.
Bungo
Otherwise,
can do a lot in 5 minutes.
Bungo can do a lot in 5 minutes. I mean, Dazai can do a lot in like 2 seconds.
He can do a lot in 0 seconds.
Exactly.
Well, up until now.
Up until now.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
The idea that Dazai missed something so simple as the door not completely shutting.
That's why you flood multiple rooms.
I thought
dingus.
he flooded multiple rooms. Yeah,
Like,
I did
that's-
not think this was some like, oh, I only flooded the room that you were in.
Right. Also, just gonna say, this is why you don't do a villain monologue or, you know, an egotistical anti-hero monologue. Because there's always the possibility that your shit don't work. And then, oh, hey, once it didn't work, they immediately are like, wait, shit, a time-stopping ability user in this prison? Okay, cool, we're able to find out where they are. All right, we just go and kill them.
Right. So I guess my question is that like if he had access to the security cameras, he just didn't see them go into another room.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That feels like to me the laziest of the plot conveniences this episode.
We
But,
come
all
to
right.
this show to have ridiculous bullshit be done by stylish people in stylish ways, right? With superpowers and all that
Right,
jazz,
right.
It's great. But this episode there were some things where I was like, You know, like it sort of threw me for a loop. I had some trouble following with it. Now, some of that I think was intentional because it's the, hey, we're keeping things mysterious and you're going to find out in the future what all that stuff is, right?
Well, it's also because we actually don't know the motivation of Decay of the Angel.
No.
Because Fukuchi is not Decay of the Angel. Fukuchi is just someone that's been using the Decay of the Angel for his ends to get to what he actually wants. Whereas so many of the others have wanted things like, oh, we're going to get rid of all ability users.
Sure.
We're going to do XYZ
Yeah.
or what have you.
His thing might just be that he's like, I'm going to assume absolute control over all militaries so that way I will end all war.
Yeah,
You know, like,
he's
there will just
doing
never be
something
war
with
again.
one order that is going to be globally spanning and probably humanity spanning.
Yeah.
That'll be fascinating. Mm-hmm. I do think it's going to be something, specific, like end all human desire for conflict or something. I don't know.
Sure.
Like it's going to be something that's
right.
probably of
You'll-
a very very specific.
You'll have a bunch
Simple,
of
right.
militarized meat puppets that truly, completely follow your orders, which takes a lot of the issues out of, well, not all, a lot of the issues out of tyranny, right? Because then, you don't need to worry about the people doing things that aren't what you say, because these are the kinds of people that will do whatever you say.
Right,
you know?
right.
But, I'm curious to see what that is.
Yeah, and because we've got so little characterization, I would say, for Fukuchi outside of the stuff with the conflict that he was a part of in the past, I do really like him as an antagonist here, but it is kind of okay, we'll have to wait for the twist of what his actual motivation is. Gotcha. I hope it retroactively makes sense with all the things that he's done thus far, with having all the other death fake outs and stuff, and somehow Aya-chan is probably not dead and speared by a Kutagawa things here, but we show him like stabbing into the...
Yeah, we get the classic Wolverine treatment, the blades coming out of the metal, or whatever, and
it's more the cutaway,
Yeah.
quickly to
right.
showcase that, oh, this is intense and stuff, but I don't buy any of it because this is the show where we don't kill anybody.
Right.
And now it's we double tapped Fukuzawa. We showed that shot. That should kill him. And yet I don't believe he's dead because this is Bungo Stray Dogs.
Like, that could absolutely be the kind of moment where Fukuzawa has a tragic end. Mm-hmm. But, that's the most likely of all of the ones that happened here.
Yeah.
And yet I'm only 30% thinking that he might die, right?
Right.
Like,
he didn't give any final
Yeah.
words of crazy import.
and the thing is that for the most part, because I know that that's sort of like standard fare for Bungo, right? You have a big
right.
scare, it's dramatic, it's all that. You know that they're going to be okay. The question is how, right? That whole thing, right? Dopo got his hands blown off, but he was still alive. And hey, he got his hands back, right? What is the thing with all of the things that don't involve actual kill scares, right? That's what I am curious about. What was the deal with Atsushi and what's her name, the lieutenant of the hunting dogs, right?
Okura, yeah.
Yeah, Okura, where she's constantly clearly bothered by the things that he says, but also unflappable, but then also sort of pivoting on a dime to be okay, sure, let's see what you do, right? Because the fact that she took him here, right, to this other place, very much seems like I'm doing something...
I'm following orders.
I'm following orders, but I'm also doing something that is under my own personal purview as a hunting dog, right? Atsushi was not one of the hostages that was...
No, he is.
Well,
He is. He's been brought to this thing here, and he's been put under the drugs and stuff. She just didn't end up escorting him to Fukuchi.
Right, and
It's the idea that he's got all the other ones elsewhere as well.
sure, yeah, it could totally be something where it's the...
And that's probably
I've got
what's been
hostages all
done
over.
most likely with Aya-chan, is that it wasn't that he needed to spear it, but it was now I've grabbed you, but I speared
Right.
it because drama.
Yeah,
and then put her in a bed with all
Right,
the...
in a bunch of different locations. That way you can't do a prison break or whatever, and he can,
Right. You bring enough hostages to show I have all of them.
Right.
And then you have all the others elsewhere somewhere in the airport.
Yeah,
being
and so it's the, hey, even if you think you can save 30% of them through hijinks, the
others will die. Yeah.
Right? And
No,
so,
I get the logic behind the hostages side of things,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the... So
Right, like, this is clearly is Okura acting on some level independently, whether it's as a result of the things that Atsushi says, where then she lets him go, or it's even before that happens, right?
Right. I guess her motivation is also one that is up in the air,
right?
Because we don't know what the Decay of the Angel's true goal is, and because she heard what the goal was this morning, and the truth, basically, of everything.
Sure.
She's now operating less in service of the hunting dogs, because she's not following orders exactly.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter, because within X number of minutes, depending on how much longer before the 5-minute point starts,
exactly. Things don't have to have been set up
which we don't know. She's also
matter.
like, it doesn't matter.
Right. And this is all coming
But we
off
don't know
of,
what that means, so.
Exactly. And this is all coming off of the back of the subversion of, oh, hey, you could tell that something was up with Fukuchi. Yeah, we can't trust him. Here, let's do the thing. I'll take you to Ranpo. You'll be able to talk with him. And that was also a ruse, right? That wasn't. So I want to know where the characters' heads and hearts are and what they're about. If it's someone like Fukuchi, okay, yeah, he's playing this very close to the chest and all of that stuff.
Yeah, he's can't
also
be
the big
anything
bad, right?
but, he can't be anything but secretive.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
if he is revealing anything, he's just a guy with a sword.
Right.
Like, honestly, that's kind of the part that I love this much about Fukuchi, is that without him using tons of others, his plan just, whatever it is, doesn't work.
Aya was still able to absolutely thwart him just by being like, hey, Bram's not there anymore, and I'm running around somewhere with him.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Bram being recovered, most likely.
Yeah.
Because the order that they gave was to kill the thief, which is Aya. So if Bram's recovered, Bram's not necessarily like, I don't know if he's able to really have any agency here, because again, he's stabbed with the sword.
Sure.
But if Akutagawa killed her, I don't think he would
oh yeah, even the threat of death, he'd be like, nah, fuck you. She showed me the glories of Spotify and Pandora.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I would assume that he still has control over his vampire. So even Akutagawa right there, maybe that's how Io is saved, is that he orders Akutagawa in some way to be like, don't do it.
Yeah, because the reason why, only Fukuchi can get him to do all the stuff is because he needs to have the whole weapon multiplier thing to, 100-fold, all that stuff, to be able to control all the vampires everywhere in the world, right?
Right.
That makes sense. But if you still have a vampire that's like right in front of him, wouldn't he be able to be like, no, don't do it,
Right. I guess from Fukuchi's perspective, he sent this order here because he's never going to believe that someone could befriend Bram in such a way that
Bram would actually care about their survival.
Bram would care about the survival of the person that stole him.
Right, and more so than he would care about, Fukuchi's wrath when he eventually recovers him.
Yeah, when he eventually recovers him and finds out that he stalled their plans in some way by basically removing the threat of the vampires. Possibly. Yeah. Which is actually a really cool thing, in that Bram could basically be undone, in that he's like, you may kill me. Like, you may end my life, because I've lived long enough to be able to experience the beauty of music in I went from music of this era to this era to this era in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I have achieved nirvana. I don't need anything else anymore.
I would have died happy if I could have just listened to the radio, but
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
You gave me so much more.
I will say, though,
that would be beautiful.
One of the things that I do really like about Fukuchi's whole ultimatum of like, hey, unlock one order in 5 minutes, or I'll do this. It plays into narrative conventions of, villain has the bomb go on a countdown timer rather than just having a detonator and they just blow it up immediately. That way the heroes have a chance of stopping it, even though the villain doesn't really need, like, in a meta sense, it doesn't need to do that. But in this case, Fukuchi does, because he can't actually make good on his threat.
Right.
Because he doesn't have Bram right now. So he's like, you have 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm totally hoping it'll crack in those 5 minutes, because if I just told him to do it right now, or I'll fucking do it, if he had just hesitated like 10 seconds, he might have been like, wait, why hasn't he done it yet?
It depends, though. He might have literally, because we time skipped a little bit,
Yeah.
he might have literally recovered Bram already.
That's true.
And so
Yeah.
this is probably the other thing that's kind of rough this episode. There's a very like harsh time skip where suddenly Fukuchi jumps everybody,
And
then
Yeah.
you know, Atsushi gets, you know, this was previous episode for Atsushi, but then you have Akutagawa taking
Aya
Bram
and Dopo get taken out.
and all this is left as the like what happened, and
then we just hard cut. And
to ahead, and they're in these like really intricate, like
very specific
like heart stopping beds, but that keep them also
like
beating.
it's something where I was enjoying the action and like chaos.
the cat and mouse also element in the airport.
Oh yeah, that was great.
And the idea that if Fukuchi shows up anywhere, yes, the fight's pretty much over,
done, but he
you
can't
can
be
have
everywhere, you
Well,
know?
no, he can't be everywhere. But the idea that in a lot of ways, what you can do is you can frustrate him to the point that he has to actually maybe kill you or work a little bit harder to try and stop you.
Because
But they basically were like, let's just
just
do
end
it.
this
Let's
conflict
just do it
and
in
go
like
something
2
else.
seconds and accelerate things super fast.
And the thing is, there was a part of me that was like, but okay, then we go to the Dazai stuff, and this is how it's going to be used, because he's going to go to, to Fyodor's corpse and extract the info about the plan so that way he can go.
Oh
and I'm
my
like,
God.
this is how we do it, because we set up the half-hour thing for the prison break. So then we have a time skip that is definitely way more than a half hour to get
way more than
everybody
a
into
half
those
hour.
beds, right?
Yeah, this is all happening way before.
We sent demands to the ADA, enough with proof of, kidnapping and enough to get, everybody to gather and all that stuff, right?
Right.
This has been a long time. So I'm thinking this is the way that then Dazai will be able to show up in the nick of time.
Sneak in to save the day.
Yeah, exactly. But then
Sure.
they did the whole subversal with Fyodor, so that could still happen. We just aren't there yet. And so I'm like I feel like it's the whole mental math, like GIF or whatever. But I'm not cracking the code of playing blackjack.
Well, yeah, and it's also just we did the backstory, which showed what we already knew, which is that Fukuchi and Fukuzawa were already really good friends, and we knew that. But the idea that they were dojo slayer and dojo protector,
right?
Okay, that's very Japanese. That's fun.
That didn't do much for me personally.
No.
'Cause it's like we already had such crazy stakes to go into sort of silly levels of these two are really heckin' strong even as young whippersnappers. I'm like, I buy that.
Pre all hunting dog enhancements, pre them
Right.
even showing them use their powers in any way whatsoever.
But I'm kind of just like, okay, but why in the relevance of learning that, but also why now?
It's the tragedy of what it is for men who end up becoming soldiers and killers, is that
Yeah.
they started in an honorable way, maybe, in that they dedicated themselves to their craft, basically. They were
Yeah.
artists who then were forced to turn their art into weapons, basically.
Right, to become butchers.
Become butchers. And the idea that both of them justified their angle on butchery in that they would be either successful or at the very least justified. And so
Right.
the idea is that Fukuchi saw his acts as justified because of the horrors that were happening over there.
Right.
So in some ways he went to go be the hero and Fukuzawa went to go get things done.
Right.
And so it's kind of sad in that in the moment where we saw them as kids, Fukuchi was the one that was kind of wanting to get things done.
Yeah.
And Fukuzawa was the one that was doing the noble, heroic thing and be like, this ruffian coming in here, I will defend the dojo. And then by the end, as adults, they've flipped positions, and now one of them is the marauding, butcher, basically.
Oh, yeah.
And the other one goes to where the butchery is happening, and in some ways loses his honor that he gained because of Fukuzawa.
Sure.
So there's some fun stuff there, but it's
very much let's see what happens in the next episode, but as far as this one by itself, it's like there were a lot of points where it's like, okay, and then we stop. And I'm like,
Right.
all right, okay, we're pivoting to something else. Okay, and then we stop and pivot to something else.
I understand that Fukuchi became a demon because of the butchery of the battlefield.
Sure.
We already kind of showed the battlefield through another character's perspective with, what was that, Yosano?
Yeah. And I like the tie-in of, like, that is a specific story that he knows about, and it's like...
That was one of the horrors of war that was unique because it was an ability battlefield.
Exactly, yeah.
But the idea that he is doing this maybe for the soldiers of the future or something like that, and the soldiers of the past and the soldiers of the future in tandem, that could be interesting.
Yeah.
That's maybe my main prediction, I would say, is that he's doing this in some ways to save the soldiers that will yet die in some future conflict because humanity craves war.
And that's why I'm thinking that the thing that he's going to do that is potentially noble and that Atsushi might be like, oh, maybe we don't do this, is he's going to stop war. He will basically...
How do you legitimately do
because
that?
you could still have a weird reference. You could still have a RoboCop situation where suddenly people say, you're fired, we don't consider you to be in control of our army, and then they make a new army and, oh, hey, one order doesn't help you there other than the fact that you have a bunch of people that'll do whatever you want to do.
Make another quote, I don't consider you to be alive, ergo I will not be guilty of murder if I kill you.
Sure. Yeah. Like it's...
Yeah.
So I like the idea of Fukuchi having some goal where it's like, hey, I'm right. Like, sure, okay, cool. But what is it? And does it actually work that way?
Well, you're right. And what was the reason you didn't share it up until now? Is it just for the drama of the episode and the anime itself, or is it actually because it's logical that you would not share it until now? It probably is logical on some level because it's Bungou. We're gonna have a puzzle that will unravel here. But Rampo, I see that you're not unconscious too. So
yeah, why the fuck didn't you kill him, Fukuchi? They were already dumb enough to have him come here.
He rearranged his organs just enough with the hilt of his sword.
He knows that dude doesn't have a lot of hit points.
It was the kindness of him basically being like, hey, I might need to use you in a second because you'll be able to explain this to Fukuzawa if he doesn't get it. Right. Or maybe he guesses my plan and he tries to convince me. I'll be like, Rampo,
why is that dumb?
My plan is logical, right? And he'd be like, fuck, it is actually. Let me explain it,
But, and I keep forgetting her name, but it could easily go into the situation like with the lieutenant of the hunting dogs to Atsushi.
Okura.
Yeah, Okura. With Atsushi being like, but what about justice? And she's like, get the fuck out of here, right? Like, you...
Is that all you have to say to me?
Right. You're just going to talk about, your ideals and stuff.
What do you think I'm doing here?
You think you're the only one who has those? Like...
Right. And it's kind of laughing in her face at the idea that, like, like, I understand that you are a moral, good individual. I went through all these, like, mind games and tests, basically, to make sure of that.
Out. Yeah.
And your words that you use to convince me to figure out my intentions or what have you is justice. And it's like...
that was one of the things that probably I was able to track with the most from the Okura conversation and situation of that would be pretty frustrating.
But all right, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. Also, be sure to check out our Twitch channel. See if any of that interests you. We'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.